We'll wait on. All right, so the concepts of agonist and antagonist, autogenic inhibition, reciprocal inhibition is what we'll go over. So normally, if Susie lifts her leg up in the air, the hip flexor muscle and the quad group is the agonist. That's the agonist muscle. Okay? The hamstrings do what? The hamstrings flex the knee, and they also extend the hip. So they have a combined motion. So the movement down. So when she brings her legs down like this, her hamstrings have to work somewhat to get that extension. Turn off on your own stomach. As she lifts up, her hamstrings are somewhat active along with her glutes. When she bends her knee, her hamstrings are active with her glutes. So in muscle strengthening, the muscle that's contracting or shortening is called the agonist. Now, that's what's strengthening. When you talk about the stretching, it's different. So roll on your back. So what we're going to do is, as I lift her leg up, you would think that the hamstrings, in this case, is the range limiting muscle. So I'm going, and I can't go anymore because she's tight. So this now becomes the agonist. The hip flexors is going to be my agonist in this case. So a contract relax means that you're too flexible. Give me someone who's tight. Who has tight? You have tight hamstrings? You do? Okay. Yeah, you have really good range of motion, and you're flexible. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take Brenda's leg, and I'm just going to leave her on. I'm going to lift her leg until it doesn't go anymore. No, that's fine. So right about here is where it stops. So I can do two things. One is I can feel the tissue is now letting me go further. That's one indicator. The other one is I can palpate the muscle, and I can feel tension. Okay? So when you talk about the contract relax, I bring her up to where she can't go anymore. Okay? Now, the whole idea of stabilizing the other leg or bending the other leg when you do this, it's simply to stabilize the pelvis and to prevent low back pain. But if somebody can keep the small of their back on the table, there's not a need necessarily to have to lock down one job. And that's the first thing. So as I bring her up, if she pushes down into me, so if you push as hard as you can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, relax. Now I let her relax about 6 seconds, and I take her forward. Say she gained 10 degrees. I keep her here in the new range. And I say now, push down again, so she pushes, and after 6 seconds I relax. Go ahead. And now I let her relax more, take her back even more. So you can gain 10, maybe 15 degrees just for that technique. The hold part means that I'm holding her in the isometric contraction. The contract part is that I'm letting her contract against me. So now I bring her to here, push down, she contracts, and now she relaxes, and I bring her back up. The contract relax agonist contract is going to be this. I bring her up, she contracts, let her come all the way down, now she relaxes, now lift her leg up. Her agonist muscle is contracting, and then she gets new range. Okay? Do you guys see, want to see that again?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get your patient's limb, support it, bring it to the point where they can't go any further. Okay, so let's say she gets to about 60 degrees. She can't go anymore. At 60 degrees now, I'm going to provide resistance for her. She's going to contract into me. There's no movement. Relax. As she relaxes, I wait about 6 or 7 seconds or so. I take her more. I keep her here. It does me no good to bring her back down because that's where she was. I want to maintain that new and improved range. She contracts again. And relax. So I have to give her time for the muscle to relax. And then more. Okay? The contract, relax, is again, there's a hold, relax. So the hold, relax is more of an isometric hold. You can think of it that way. You can think of a hold, relax. Okay, now a contract is that she's going to contract all the way down, and then when she's done, I let her rest, bring her up. Okay?
So the isometric hamstring would be the hold relax, where the contraction she's actually moving her leg.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, correct. And now the contract relax agonist contract is here. She contracts down. Let her rest. I don't take her up anymore. Now she lives by herself. Okay? So if a muscle is tight, and you let it contract, you're getting that GTO, that Golgi tendon organ. And then now, she, by contracting the other muscle, when her agonist muscle contracts, her hip flexors contract, the hamstrings are not going to be contracted. Okay? So, when you flex your elbow, your biceps contract, your triceps relax. When you extend, it's the reverse. Okay? So now, go to your stomach.
So when you're doing the contraction agonist, and you're having them bring their leg up actively, are they then holding that, or are they just bringing it up?
Nope, they're going to bring it up and hold it to the new range.
So they hold it up.
Yep, they can hold. I might put my hand there, but I mean, the whole point is that her agonistic muscle group contracted it to get to that point.
So that one would just be active, and the other two are passive, I guess? Is that a way to think of it? The other two...
Well, not really, because she's still contracting against, she's contracting her hamstring against the range. So that's kind of active as well. Whereas isometric, I mean, there's no joint movement, her hips not moving. So I look at that as more a passive hold.
Okay. So what's the difference between contract relax and contract relax agonist contract?
The agonist contract is a good question. So so the question is, if I'm understanding her correctly, the question is, what's the difference between contract relax and contract relax agonist contract?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have the muscle go up, her hamstring tendon is going to be stimulated when I get to a certain point. If I'm at that point, the Golgi tendon organ becomes activated. If I have her now pushed down and she contracts this muscle, this is her range limiting muscle. It won't let me go anymore, so the hamstring's tight. So if I let her contract this muscle right here, she contracts it all the way down. Now, if I let her relax, actually just let me, so now I take her back up passively, hold her to the new range, That's contract, relax. Agonist, contract, relax, agonist, contract is the same thing. She pushes down all the way. And then the other step is now I take my hand away. She lifts her own leg up. And now I say hold there for 20 seconds. Okay? Everybody got that? You guys sure you have that? Okay, go to your side. Autogenic is the contract, relax, and the contract, relax, and hold, relax. And then the reciprocal inhibition is the contract, relax, and then when you contract the agonist, that reciprocally inhibits the hamstring muscle. So that makes it a little easier now. When you're looking at the knee joint, so say somebody has a 20-degree, let's just say a 20-degree, well, let's do it this way. She can go from 0 and she can flex all the way to, let's say, 90 degrees. She cannot go past 90, and we need how many degrees of the knee joint in full flexion? For some people who have really thin legs, who their hamstrings are not going to butt up on their gastroc and get soft tissue approximation, somebody can get up maybe to 140 degrees. Most people about 130, around that range, okay? So she's at 90, so she has 40 more degrees of knee flexion to go. So if she's in this position, and I put her leg on a towel, so now, if you guys can imagine, she's in nice alignment. So now you can see she's in nice alignment. I want the towel proximal to the knee joint to limit any compressive force through that patella. I don't want that there, okay? So now she can also fully flex. So if she's flexing here, what muscle is limiting me from letting her take her further? Okay, it could be the rectus or not the rectus, it could be the quads. It could be the quads or the rectus, okay? But in any event, if she wasn't able to extend and flex, the rectus now would be involved. But if I just have her in pure alignment and she's just doing pure knee flexion, okay? Now she's doing no hip extension, so then the rectus isn't as much involved. Do you follow? So I'm worried about this quad group, okay? If I do the contract, relax, or let's do the hold, relax is easier. If I do the hold, relax, where do I have to put my hand to resist? Here, because I want to resist the muscle that's limiting me. Okay, so I'm going to get over here where I'm in good position. And I'm going to say, Brenna, push down to catch my hand as hard as you can. So just go a little bit, not as hard. So she's right here. So she's. I'm not going to let her show me up. Okay.
First pat, now Brenna.
Okay, so she pushes down. Okay, so now her quads are firing. Okay, so then now when she relaxes, I take her more. So maybe I gain 5 to 10 degrees. I'm going to hold her in this new position for another 30 seconds or so. Okay, and then I'm going to say, okay, now push again. So I'm going to again isometric contraction, about 6 to 10 seconds. She relaxes. As she relaxes, that quad because she contracted her own quad that